diagram system of tournament. For the first part, we have 7 as the number of teams. Using this formula for calculating the number of games, we'll have a total of 21 games if there are 7 teams. In single round robin, a bye means that a team would not play in a round, and this is only applicable to odd number of teams. Let's take a look at this diagram for 7 teams. We can see that Team 7 did not play in the first round, which means that Team 7 is the bye for the first round. For the second one, we have 8 as the number of teams. Using the same formula, we will have a total of 28 games. Since 8 is an even number, this means that there will be no bye. In this diagram, we can see that all the teams played in every round, and that means that there is no bye.
Basic diagram for system of tournament. Single elimination refers to a system where a team has to be defeated once in order to be eliminated. But in order to get the number of games, the formula has to be used. It is n equals to n minus 1. The capital N refers to the number of games, and the small letter n refers to the number of entries. And to determine the number of byes, you need to subtract the number of entries from the powers of the two higher than the number of entries. For example, single elimination 10-team edition. N is equal to 10 minus 1 equals to 9. To get the byes, you need to subtract the power of 2's to the number of entries. For example, 16 minus the number of entries, 10, is equal to 6 bytes. As a result, in this single elimination 10-team edition, there will be 6 byes. There might be a difference between the single elimination when it comes to double elimination. Double elimination is a system where a team has to be beaten twice in order to be eliminated. Just like in the single elimination, double elimination needs a formula to determine the number of games. Equals to n equals 2 parenthesis n minus 1.
Basketball is a sport in which two teams of 5 players compete against each other. The aim of the game is to outscore your opponent in terms of points from one player to another. The ball is passed, thrown, batted, bounced, and rolled. Whether the player is passing, shooting, or dribbling, a player in control of the ball must have one foot or your pivot foot with the floor.
Physical interaction with the player will result in a foul whether it obstructs the player's preferred action. The fundamental target of basketball is to make an objective and score focuses. An objective is made by shooting the ball through the bin or loop. A goal line or bin for a group is in the rival's court.
Basketball was invented in 1891 by Dr. James Naismith, Canadian of Scottish descent, at Springfield College, Massachusetts. The college was the international YMCA school, and the game was invented to guide an indoor or trainee YMCA leaders. The first set rules was published and distributed through the YMCA movement in 1892, and this resulted in the game spreading rapidly throughout Canada and USA.
Basketball Federation was formed with a Welshman as its first secretary.
So this would be about the Philippine Basketball Association or PBA. So the first PBA team to win the championship title was Toyota in the maiden year of the Philippine Pro League in 1975. The winning PBA coach was Dante Silverio from Toyota. San Miguel holds the PBA championships with a dominant 25 titles. Alaska follows with 14, Crispa and Pure Foods with 13, Ginebra with 11, Toyota and Tokentex with each with 9. Also, Great Taste Cup 6 titles. Additionally, San Miguel also holds the most in total championship trophies won, including runner-ups and third place finishes from a total of 54 trophies. Tim Cone is winningest PBA coach in the Pro League with 21 titles from Alaska, BMEG, Ginebra, and San Mig Coffee. Legendary coach Bobby Dalupan had 15 from Crispa, Great Taste, and Pure Foods. Norman Black, for his part, holds 11 from San Miguel, Magnolia, Santa Lucia, and Tokentex. Crispa is the major PBA team when it comes to championship streak with 6 PBA conference title ranked. Alaska, San Miguel, Great Taste, and San Mig each made a successful run for a 4-peat championship. Northern Consolidated Cement and Nicholas Studley from the United States were the only guest teams to have had ever won a PBA championship. The first PBA team to win via sweep in the PBA finals was Toyota in the PBA Invitation Cup in 1977 against guest team Imtex Brazil, and the score was 3-0.
I'm going to discuss the competition records of one of the teams in NBA, Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors are the American professional basketball team based on San Francisco. The Warriors compete in National Basketball Association (NBA). The Warriors won the inaugural Basketball Association of the America (BAA) championship in 1947 and won again in 1956. Led by the Hall of Fame trio Paul Arizin, Tom Gola, and Neil Johnston. After the trade of the star Wilt Chamberlain in January 1965, the team finished the 1965-4 season with the NBA's worst record, 17-63. The rebuilding period was brief due to large part of the Warriors drafting of Rick Barry 4 months after the trade. In 1975, star players Barry and Jamal Wilkes powered the Warriors to their third championship, widely considered one of the biggest upsets in NBA history. Teams struggled in 1980s, then became playoffs regulars at the turn of decade with star Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond, and Chris Mullins, nicknamed Run TMC. The team returned to the championship glory in 2015, led by Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. They won again in 2017 and 2018 with help of former MVP Kevin Durant, nicknamed Dubs as the shortening of WS. The Warriors hold several NBA records: best regular seasons, most wins in season, regular seasons, and postseason combined, and the best postseason run. Curry and Thompson are generally considered among the backcourt's greatest at all time. Gabi Esteban po from STEM Inspirations.
Basketball may be a team effort, but there's always usually a player on the team that stands out in particular. Here are some of the players of each FIBA team that shine brighter than the rest. Juan Gomez de Leaño of the Philippines had an average of 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and 50% 3-point shooting per game. Lester Prosper of Indonesia had an average of 19 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals per game. Chanatip Jakrawan of Thailand had an average of 18 points, 10.3 rebounds, 52 blocks and 50% field goal shooting per game. While Arakji of Lebanon had an average of 21 points, 2.5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 66.7% 3-point shooting per game. Mohamed Gawaid of Bahrain had an average of 15.5 points, 7 rebounds, and 5.5 assists per game. Amjot Singh of India had an average of 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks per game. Demario Mayfield of Iraq had an average of 24 points, 6.5 rebounds, 8 assists, and 51.9% field goal shooting per game. Muhammad Jamshidi of Iran had an average of 16 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. Traikel of Syria had an average of 34.5 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 52.6% field goal shooting per game. Khalid M. Abdel Gabar of Saudi Arabia had an average of 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. Mabakar Dieng of Qatar had an average of 14 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 52.9 field goal percentage per game.
Facilities of the game basketball. So the first facilities in this game is the basketball court. Basketball court, it is the playing surface consisting of a rectangular floor with basket at each end. Basketball court come in different sizes. So in parts of the basketball court, the first one is the free throw lane. The free throw lane is a rectangle in a team's front court and used line of players during a free throw. The stand or free throw lane is 19 feet long by 12 feet wide. The player shooting the free throw stands at the top of the lane while the other player stands in a marked spot along each side of the lane. The second part is the 3-point line. The 3-point line is a semicircle that surrounds the basket area on each team's side of the court. The next one is the side lanes and baselines. The sidelines and baselines of a court mark the outside boundaries for the outbound purposes. And the next part is the center jump circle. The center jump circle is where the game action starts and has a radius of 6 feet. All players other than 2 jumpers must stand outside the circle until the ball is tipped. The next one is the division line. The division line is a line running the width of the middle court that divide into 2 equal sections.
Keys and equipments in playing basketball. So aside from basketball court, ball, basketball hoop, and scoreboard, explained by Miguel and Reyes, there are also other primary equipments that we are gonna talk about. Number 1 is uniform. So there are uniforms for basketball players and for referees. For basketball players, they wear basketball jersey, shorts, socks, shoes, and for optionals, they wear headband, wristband, basketball sleeve as shown in the following picture. Referees wear basketball referee shirt, which is a black and white striped polo, black pants, black socks, black shoes, can be leathered or rubber, and whistle. This is an important tool. And for optionals, hat or a cap, as shown in the picture. Uniforms are important as these distinguish the team players from other players, and also this helps the officials and audience to identify the players or the person. For referees, whistle.
For
important, especially in basketball, as this is where basketball referees express themselves mostly. Whistles are mostly used to start the game, but it can also be used for stop, as this is a sign of foul, the ball is out of bound, or timeout. Number 2. Protective gears. For safety and prevention, basketball players wear protective gears. Here are the following examples. Gears are important as wearing the proper gear reduces your chances of getting injured, enabling you to focus on the game and not to worry about accidents that might occur. That's all for today and thank you for listening.
What's up sa inyo, no? Alam nyo ba na sa basketball ay marami mga parte ito? It's either the court itself, like the 3-point line, the free throw, etc. etc. But there's one thing that we don't pay attention much in basketball court, especially dun sa ring. Okay? So, alam nyo ba na in old times, yung ring nila is like a wooden bucket, a metal bucket that they use so that they could play basketball. But nowadays, we usually look it like a ring and it has a net. Okay, so today I'm going to tell you the parts of it. So there are two parts of it. The blackboard. I know you're thinking, no, not the blackboard in the school. I mean the blackboard, which is the board itself, and the ring that holds the net. So let me show you a picture of these two. Okay, so as you can see in my computer, this square is the blackboard and that is the ring. Okay, so the blackboard is like this, that supports when you throw the ball, it bounces on the blackboard. Yeah, the square part is the blackboard. And did you know that the ball that we use is like that we use, that we use in playing basketball is 29.5 inches in circumference. So it means that it has a size, or it has a measurement. We don't just use any kind of measurements in ball. We don't use the bigger one, the smaller one to play. But like I said, in NBA they use 29.5 inches in circumference. Yeah, the ball. And they usually does the scoreboard. It is included in the part of the basketball in facilities. Yes, they usually put the scoreboard so that they can see which team is winning and which team is losing. So there you go. So bye bye.
Hello, I'm Arjun Lopez from STEM 11H Colossians. For this part of video, I will discuss to you about terminologies of the game basketball. Okay, first we have forward. It is the second tallest player on the floor after the center. Next we have free throw. It is a shot awarded after a player is fouled. It is worth of 1 point. Next is guard. It is the smallest player on the court who handles the ball most and play away from the basket. Next, the key. The painted area close to the basket. Next we have offense, wherein the team in possession of the possession of the ball. Next we have pass, means to throw the ball to one's teammate. Next we have rebound, means to gather the ball after the missed shot. Next we have shot, an attempt to draw the ball into the hoop or ring. Next we have 3-point line. It is the same as mirror surrounding the key. Shots made from beyond this line count for 3 points. And next we have traveling, a violation for moving without dribbling the ball. And last we have turnover, when a team loses position in the ball.
Hi guys, in basketball there are different types of terminologies that need to be done and learned. Assist, a pass directly leading to a basket. Assist is more important than your own points. And block, touching a ball before it reaches the hoop and preventing a made basket. And blocking, a foul committed by obstructing offensive player with your body. and backs out or boxing out, using your body to prevent another player from gathering a rebound. And this is what matters whether your opponent is big or small. Center. Typically, the tallest player on the court who plays the close to the basket, and the most difficult counterparts within the court. And charging. A personal foul for when an offensive player runs over into the defensive player. And crossover. Fishing the ball from the one over the while dribbling. In defense, the team without possession of the ball more important than offense. And dribbling, bouncing the ball off the floor, repeat without picking it out, usually done by point guard or shooting guard. And dunk, when a player jumps and throws the ball through the hoop from the close range. And the last, field goal, when the ball goes through the hoop on any shot other than free throw, worth either 2 or 3 points.
Basketball is one of the most simplest sport in the world, with the objective being put the ball into the hoop more times than the other team. However, the process in which an individual or team does this is much more complicated than it seems at first glance. Some of the most important skills and technique that are part of the game basketball include shooting, dribbling, defense, rebounding, and passing. The 5 main skills in the game of basketball are shooting, passing, dribbling, rebounding, and defense. First, what is shooting? Shooting is the only skills that directly involves scoring points. Whether a player shoots a layup or a 3-pointer, it is all encompassed in the idea of shooting or scoring the basketball. Sa madaling salita, ang pinaka-objective ng larong basketball ay maka-shoot upang maka-score. At sa pagbabasketball, syempre may iba't ibang uri ito ng pag-shoot. Ano nga ba ito? Number 1, layup. Layups utilize the backboard by bouncing off it before going into the net. Dunks. A dunk or slam dunk is a type of shots where the ball handler lifts into the air and emphatically slams the ball into the net. A jump shot in basketball is exactly what it sounds like on a jump shot. The shooter will jump into the air as they release the ball from his hands. Hook shot. A hook shot in basketball is an overhand shot typically made with one hand. Bank shot. A bank shot in basketball is a type of shot that relies on the backboard. Sa madaling salita o sa mga basketball, siyempre, tinatawag ito na board 3. Tips in. A tip in basketball is a reaction to a missed shot rather than a shot type. Sa pagkakaalam ko, ito yung tinatawag na follow-up. Free throws. A free throw is a type of shot in basketball that occurs after a foul. Nextly, switch pa pala, switch last. A switch in basketball is a type that goes into the net without touching any part of the hoop or backboard. Sa pagkakalang ko, ito yung tawag na radius. Next is passing. What is passing? Passing is the other option to move the ball around the court outside of dribbling. A team that has a good passer can create many good scoring chances, help them to win more games and score more points. Here are the most commonly used passes are the chest pass, push pass, bounce pass, and overhead pass. First is chest pass. The chest pass is typically considered the safest and the most direct pass in basketball. Push pass. The push pass is used most often closely guarded. This part is similar to the chest pass, except you push with one hand while taking a step to create space from your defender. Bounce pass. The foul is frequently used when your ball defender has their hands high kung kamay, and you still need to make a pass, overhead pass. The overhead pass is also known as skip pass. You can use it to move the ball from one side of the court to the other.
In basketball, dribbling is the one of the most basic fundamental skills needed to succeed in playing the game. Without it, players would be hard-pressed to find another way, getting the ball down the court without pass. The team without the ball is on defense and must defend their side of the court to prevent other team from scoring. There is a popular saying in sport, offense wins games, defense wins championships. A rebound in when a shot does not go in the net and bounce off the rim or backward into the hands of a players below both offensive and defensive player can rebound the ball, decided what to do next based on the situation they are in. On offense, a player can either pass or shoots, while on defense, a player can
always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me.
Hello guys, so now that you probably know about the 5 basic skills of basketball, I'm here to show you how it's done. The first basic skill of basketball is running. Because we're quite limited on space here, I can't show you how running is done in the court. Running is a big part of basketball. In a full court game, you will find yourself running back and forth as the game quickly transitions between offense and defense. When you have the ball, running will help you to avoid defenders and get to the basket quicker. This basic skill in basketball is dribbling. It is a basic rule of basketball that you only dribble the ball with one hand, like this. Dribbling is a repetitive action in which a player uses one hand to bounce the basketball continuously. That is, without interruption. Next skill in basketball is passing. Now this is how you pass. Hold the ball and look at your teammate and you have to pass the ball like this. So because we don't have any teammate to pass it to, so I'll pass it to my ball. Hey, thanks for receiving the ball. Passing is a common technique in sports that use balls and pucks. Passing in basketball has been defined as deliberate attempt to move a live ball between two teammates. Basic skill in basketball is blocking. Block or block shot occurs when a defensive player legally deflects a field goal attempt from an offensive player to prevent a score. How do you block the ball? This is how you block the ball. Eto na boy! Isushoot ko na! That's how you block the ball. The last basic skill in basketball is shooting. Basically, shooting is a way to score. To shoot accurately, square your shoulders to the basket and place your feet shoulder length apart. With your knees bent slightly and back, lean towards the basket. Put the fingers of your shooting hand under the ball and tuck your elbows close to your body.